Okay, so we're at the Kaczmarek farm, northwest of Green Bay in the town of Pittsfield. We did a cover crop plot here last fall. This one was planted on September 23rd. This was corn silage last year, and we've got several species here. We're in spring now, kind of looking at how things overwintered and what things look like now. One of the species that's in this plot is winter rye. We've got 3 different rates here. We've got 100 pounds, 50 pounds, and 30 pounds. And obviously that all overwintered. That's about the most winter hardy cover crop we can plant. Found it interesting that the 3 weights of winter rye, when we did stem counts, they're virtually identical. So if you're looking at just winter rye for a cover crop and you're kind of in a low fertility environment, it doesn't make sense to do a super high rate. Because in spring it's not going to be super thick anyway, and you don't want it super thick anyway, so that's good. If you've got good fertility and manure in the equation, you're looking to plant green, maybe err a little bit on the lighter side with your planting rate, because that winter rye can get out of hand and get really thick on you if you've got a high fertility environment. I think, in terms of planting green and not harvesting in spring, if you're planting in the first part of September, I think 30 to 40 pounds per acre is probably plenty. But if you start to get towards the end of September, maybe get up that to 40 to 50 pounds. Then as we get into October, November, you can get even a little bit higher than that just to get a little bit thicker and compensate for some of the tillering that's not happening with those later planting dates. Here we planted 2 different rates of oats. We planted 60 pounds to the acre and 30 pounds to the acre. The wildlife really ate up the oats for some reason in the fall there. So we didn't really get the growth I had expected. I was expecting about maybe 8 to 10 inches of growth out of that, and anytime it got over 2 inches tall, it got eaten right off. So that was kind of a bust here. And obviously that didn't overwinter as we would completely expect. The next species that we had was a barley radish mix, and again that was just to kind of gauge fall growth. Didn't expect that to overwinter, and it didn't. The barley seemed to do okay though, comparable to the oats, so barley would definitely still be an option in September yet in terms of cover crop. Annual rye is kind of a funny one. It's really winter hardy. It's supposed to be an annual, so it's supposed to die over winter, but in this case, we had such a mild winter this year that none of it died that I know of, and this plot here is no exception. It's a finer stem and a finer root system, very fibrous root system on that one, very cheap and easy cover crop. I've heard of people having issues when it does overwinter with terminating it in spring. Roundup or glyphosate does seem to work fine as long as you do it full rate, proper adjuvants, and also when the weather is warm too. Don't try to be spraying it off when it's 40 degrees during the day and 20 degrees at night. That's no good. So make sure it's warm, so that you get some good warm weather when you try and spray that stuff off.